Some bonus summer here in Vancouver, so an opened up BC Place for the home finale for the Vancouver Whitecaps. Had a chance to extend the drama of their season for at least another week, but they'll have to get through one of the best in MLS as Austin FC finishes off its road schedule here in Vancouver. Two teams that haven't faced each other in months. The recognition factor will not be there. Many a change for the Whitecaps between then and now. 4 changes from their starting 11 from way back when to this one here, as the Whitecaps look to extend their mojo here at BC Place Stadium, get the 3 points, and then start to look to the out-of-town scoreboard for the rest of this evening and for the final week as well, heading towards MLS Decision Day a week from now. Russell Tybert wearing the orange captain's armband for today's match against the Verde and Green of Austin FC. Special opening ceremonies to come here to kickstart the festivities of this one. In the wake of yesterday's National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, orange at the center of the pitch, and we'll get a moment of silence in recognition of Canada's path towards truth and reconciliation with our Indigenous peoples.
Our acknowledgement of the tragic and painful history and ongoing impacts of residential schools is an essential part of the reconciliation process. As a nation, we must face responsibility for the atrocities of the residential school system and commit to the necessary work of learning from Indigenous communities, understanding systemic trauma and injustices they experienced, and advocating for the needs and rights of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. Please join us in a moment of reflection as we stand in solidarity with residential school survivors, the victims' families, and Indigenous communities across Canada. Every child matters. Kwechuka Haisayapka. Thank you.
Nice moment to start the evening here at BC Place Stadium. Welcome inside, everybody. Blake Price, Paul Dolan alongside. Nice start to the evening. They hope it ends with a sing-along of Stand By Me. The Whitecaps do, of course, which would signal another victory, another 3 points, and perhaps new life into their season.
There's still something to play for, and that's more than they could have asked for. The fact that they get a chance in back-to-back games to maybe even control their own destiny next week as well.
Yeah, the standings, of course, do not look in their favor. 3 points back of 8th place, and they need to get to 7th, and that's just who they happen to face on Decision Day, Minnesota United, but they need to get within striking distance of that 7th and final playoff berth, so they need to take care of business at BC Place Stadium, get the 3 points, and then we'll see what happens, what shakes down on the 2 important games on the out-of-town scoreboard as well. We get closer to kickoff on the other side. It's Austin FC and the Whitecaps.
Dish and Sling customers, ESPN is no longer available on your TV lineup. Don't miss out on college football, Monday Night Football, MLB, SportsCenter, and more. Go to keepmyespn.com for more information.
Play music.
Any job at Amazon can turn into a higher paying career. For employees looking for security today, we offer good pay, health care on day one, and the flexibility to spend time with your family while making a living. For opportunity tomorrow, free technical training moves employees into higher paying jobs in fields like robotics and software engineering.
They actually train you in software development. It has tripled my income.
At Amazon, today is just the start, and tomorrow is what you make of it.
Our journey at Continental has taken us down many roads. And when we first started, they weren't even paved. For more than 150 years, we've worked hard to earn your trust. From the trail to the racetrack and beyond. The Continental mark in all its forms stands for confidence. Confidence you trust. Continental Tire.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Oral treatments can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms first appear. If you have symptoms of COVID-19, even if they're mild, don't wait. Get tested quickly. If you test positive and are at high risk for severe disease, act fast. Ask if an oral treatment is right for you. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too.
Flo, you're here. This pipe just burst on me.
Well, you bundled home and auto with Progressive, so you have round-the-clock protection on all your stuff, like that cardboard TV.
I told Props to switch that out. Okay, everyone, that's a wrap.
Wait, you faked this whole thing?
I knew it was the quickest way to see you.
Oh, I'm sorry, John, but I'm already in love with insurance.
You know that's weird, right?
Well, any weirder than faking a burst pipe?
Got a little carried away.
They said you wouldn't do it. They said you'd give up. But fall is here. And your car has a 650-pound...
Major League Soccer on TSN is proudly presented by Expedia, made to travel, and by Asahi Super Dry, beyond expected.
Welcome back to BC Place Stadium, Whitecaps FC and Austin FC to close out the action at BC Place Stadium for this MLS season. Blake Price, Paul Dolan alongside, two teams in juxtaposition. Vancouver with everything to play for. Austin FC locked into second place in the West going into the playoffs. And because the last two games have been near masterpieces, Dolly, they're bringing the same artists back to the easel here, the same starting 11.
Yeah, for the first time. He's been the Tinkerman the last year and a half, but after such a strong performance against Seattle last time, there's nothing to change. And it means Andres Cubas and Ryan Gauld are fit to start, as they were both subbed out with Knox during the Sounder game, but they'll both be keys again today to set the tone. Gauld was everywhere with high intensity and great quality against Seattle, and I thought Luis Martins was excellent in that game too.
Here's Austin's starting 11, and I emphasize starting. As I mentioned, they have nothing to play for. They don't want rust to build up, so this is where Josh Wolf will begin. But don't be surprised, maybe at halftime, Dolly, if we see big changes there as they try to preserve health going into their home finale and the playoffs.
He's so routine, though.
Yes.
Vanni Sartini says that he's a student of Vanni Sartini at one point with the U.S. soccer system. He thinks that Josh Wolf should be the MLS Coach of the Year. And he's got the MVP candidate in the lineup in Sebastian Drusi, and of course Max Urruti has scored for fun against the Whitecaps with 9 goals over the years.
Diego Fagundes as well, an offensive centerpiece of the team as we are underway here at BC Place Stadium in the latest, biggest one here for the Whitecaps. Emiliano Rigoni carrying for the Verde and Green right now. The Caps wearing the hoop jersey here at home for one final time in the season, up over the top and dealt with by Jake Nerwinski, who finds his way back into the regular starting 11. He was a pinned-in player for much of the Mark DeSantos era, and to start with Vanni Sartini, seemed to disappear out of favor, at least in the formation that Vanni Sartini preferred in that 3 at the back system. He tinkered, as you used that word already, with Jake Nerwinski on the left side, but this is where Jake Nerwinski started his Whitecaps career, and that's where he'll finish this season at the very least, as the visitors begin to work from the back. Romagna across to Julio Cascante. Diagonal ball up, looking for Fagundes. Nerwinski competes for that one. And it's an Austin throw.
It's 4 in the back when they defend. Nerwinski really like a proper right back. And Martins is going to have the license to get down the left side. As I mentioned, he was really good, I think, against Seattle. Involved in both goals. Had that terrific shot that was saved by Stefan Fry as well. But he's just starting to ignite, is what Vanni Sartini called it. After a long layoff with injury and then COVID, he was out 6 or 7 weeks after they picked him up. earlier in the season. Remember, this is a player who played every single game, Luis Martins, for Sporting Kansas City, a team that won the conference last year. So a good pickup, and he's coming good here late in the year.
Faced him, of course, in Sporting KC in the playoff match last season. White almost able to get away. Now comes back to the steal. Just beyond Gressel, though, and quickly turned the other way. Driussi with a quick spin. Pace towards Tiber. Driussi holds up. Alex Ring, the Finnish international. Ragoni. Ring on the right side, whips it on goal, bounces into Thomas Assault, handles it easily. And it's been moments like that pretty much, and that's it for the last two matches. They've been very tidy in front of Thomas Assault.
And that's exactly what you want. Good defensive organization. I think the four in the back has helped in that regard. Obviously, the pressure throughout is key. And Thomas Assault just settling in a little bit more. But you're right, he hasn't had to make any game savers. First real test against the Galaxy at home was a long-range shot, and it was clean for the most part against the Sounders as well.
Visconti. Jimenez looking deep. It's Veselinovic, but he just forces Fagundes now. Again whipped in. Nowinski got a piece of it. Just outside the area. Austin on the front foot. Jimenez. Ragoni pressured by Martins. Herrera looking for that diagonal ball into the corner, but Gallagher won't catch up to it, and it's a goal kick for his own.
And you see Jake Nowinski speaking with Renko Veselinovic. It really was Veselinovic's ball right down the middle. Nowinski coming over to head it away. As the two kind of cross signals there. Nowinski can be content to just monitor that right side area that Austin left and mark the space. That's a key for the Whitecaps here today, especially against Max Arudi. The forward loves to come back, drop deep, drag center backs, and leave the space in behind for Driussi to attack. So Sartini stressing to us that the Whitecaps have to mark the space, not the man today.
Perfect ball by Veselinovic to get the Whitecaps going in the right direction. And fouls called back in the middle of the park. Might not have been the case there in the moment that you talked about there with Veselinovic and Nowinski, but is there going to be the temptation for the Whitecaps with their backs against the wall to do more? Do they have to kind of stay within themselves here?
It's a good question, because I think, Benny, you noticed that maybe in the Nashville game he put too much emphasis on the whole have to win thing. I think they just need to win their individual duels as they do in every game, their 1v1s, and the rest will take care of itself if they perform the way that they did against the Sounders and in the second half against the Galaxy as well.
Looking for White just beyond him. That perfect catch by Vinny Sartini, hands the ball to Luis Martins, gets the applause, and Caps are back at it on the build-up. Kubas with his first touch for goal, tripped up. And that's a battery Caps would look to see working well here. Kubas to goal.
Mentioned how well he played against the Sounders. He's really had a strong season since the beginning of the year when he had a couple of knocks, but as of late, he's led by example. Never seems to let go at any moment, and he was brought off in that Sounder game with a little bit of a knock. Kubas came off early in that game, so that was a concern, but both fit to start here today.
Up over the top to no one in particular, gives it right back to Vancouver. Tristan Blackwood has really come on to the second half of the season, gives it to Martins. Quick press here by Austin. Driussi all over Hassan. Has to be careful. Rudy was there. And now Austin hoping to catch the Caps on their heels. Nowinski up for Vite, heads that forward to White. Caps keep it alive, and now it's up over the top. Is it onside for Ryan Gaul? Ryan Gaul, Edel Stuber, goal! Edmonton scoring! Ryan Gaul has the Whitecaps up by a goal early.
for the manager to his goalkeeper to make sure that he doesn't do that again, but he's able to get out of that tight situation after the pass time from Tristan Blackman, and then the Whitecaps were able to work it out. And once it got into open space, and then I was just speaking about, Ryan Gauld makes a terrific run from his midfield position after the setup from Pedro Vite. He had a quick look to his left to see if he could lay it off to Selman, but he's all alone, and he makes no mistake with the finish. First thing he does after scoring is he has a quick peek to the linesman to make sure he was onside before celebrating. Gives the eyes to the far post and then goes near post. And the manager discussing there with Thomas Asal, just be very careful about what you do with the ball at your feet there. But a good start again for the Whitecaps.
And what a play down that touchline. It was like walking a tightrope. Chested ball down by White, Vite, and the ball perfectly laid out there for Ryan Gauld. They kept that ball in play by the hair on their chins, and it turns into a goal in the opening 10 minutes. And the Whitecaps here in the final eighth of the season seem to have solved the first half issues that plagued them for the rest of it. And they're front-footed again here at BC Place Stadium. The eighth of the season for Ryan Gauld. We've mentioned the return of Lucas Cavallini, who now will have to settle for a tie of the team goal-scoring lead, at least for the moment, with two of them at 8 goals apiece. Kubas tracking back, chasing Ring into the middle, laid off, and a Fagundes shot handled by Thomas Asal.
The Whitecaps open up there. It was an easy opportunity for Fagundes, part of the 60 and 60 club. Over 60 goals in MLS action. You'd expect better from the veteran, former New England Revolution player down that left side. But look at the space that Fagundes is given here. As Zawinski gets tucked in a little too tightly. Again, with 4 at the back, you can afford to stay wide and mark the space where the ball might be played to Fagundes. In the end, it's an easy one, a tame shot. And Asal is grateful to see it go into his hands.
Martins, the return pass just finds Rigoni, who's got a little space now on Martins. But as he tried to whip it in, a little contact from Martins, just enough to elude the watchful eye of the referee team forward, but disrupts the play.
Leo Rigoni, one of 3 Argentines for Austin FC. A newcomer just signed in July, scoreless through his first 5 games. And I think they're hoping for a little bit more. It is early to expect the returns. Another designated player from South America for this side that has really built a very consistent lineup, aside from Rigoni coming in.
White goes up court, can't come down against Cascante. Herrera cuts it back, and Austin again comes to the right side. Lots of the buildup has been up the right side here, but picked off by Russell Tiber. Kubas has some time and space. Gressel is going for a run. Kubas finds him. Gressel into the middle. Pedro Vite is there. White, top of the area. Tries to find Vite. Another layoff to Kubas now. We'll go right back to Gressel. The cross is there, bouncing in, handled by Romagna. And Driussi relieves some pressure. Wonderful look by Kubas to find Gressel. Now wasted by Austin.
Like you mentioned, the spot that Austin's in there, salted into that number 2 spot. But I would think that Sebastian Driussi wants to continue to play for that MVP. We mentioned it when Hani Mukhtar was here with Nashville. 21 goals on the season. And 7 assists for the other Argentine DP, who's come alive this year. He's 2 goals behind Hani Mukhtar at the moment, so it looks like it's an open game in the early going. Both teams back and forth. He's looking to try to get on that score sheet and make it a close race.
Teams lofts it in. White flicked it on towards goal, but no Whitecap there on the receiving end. All the way back for Russell Tiber. Has to hurry, and Rudy did get a piece of it. Lewinsky popped that up. And Austin takes over. Driussi waits for Vite to speed by him. Victor Jimenez Weber waiting. Whipped into the near side post. Ring is there, up in the air for Thomas Hassan. With dangers in the air, but Ring couldn't get the angle he wanted, and once again, it's an easy catch for Hassan. And it's Austin with the press right now. Veselinovic quickly for Jake Nowinski. Bypassed Gressel, who's now in a battle for it. Ahead for Vite. White has to wait for the ball. Finds Vite again. Ball's ahead into the channel. Here's goal. Another chance. Can he get the angle? Goal off the side of the goal. What a wonderful look to find the streaking Scotsman through the area.
And what a ball through from Pedro Vite, whose confidence keeps rising here. But it is more good build-up play for the Whitecaps. The best we've seen all year in the last few games. That ball unlocks the Austin defense. The angle in the end for the left-footed goal, not his favorite foot. Generally good with both feet, but the angle is just too steep at the end of it. When you get the corner kick from it, maybe the ball back across where players are making up numbers would have been a better one. But Ryan Gauld is feeling it right now, and you don't want to take that away from the player who's looking to score every touch he gets.
It feels like everybody offensively is feeling it right now. We have just not seen the quality of build-up in the last couple of months that we've seen in the last couple of weeks, Dory. It's just a different team in that regard, and yet it isn't. We talked to Benny Sartini a little bit about that. It's the nature of MLS. A lot of mid-season acquisitions will happen, and that certainly was the case here with Kubas and Gressel. Alessandro Schumpf, who is not featured today. We should give a congratulations to the latest addition of the Schumpf family. Born this week. Takes him out of the equation. Long cross all the way to Gressel. Looking for Gauld and just too heavy.
Whitecaps opening up the field really nicely, though. I think Vite got away with that one. Went by a couple of Austin defenders. A big switch, but it eventually does get to the far side for Gressel. It's a good ping, but somehow has seeing eyes to get to Gressel and just a little too heavy on the ball forward. But they are attacking the space. That's exactly what the coach is asking for every game, is to get in behind this Austin defense. It isn't the quickest in the center of the back, especially when they play a little bit of a higher line like they tend to do.
Lucy able to get that one into the Bundes, received it back, but big switch is well off the mark. It sailed away on him. Hands it back to the Whitecaps.
Well, you talked about how things have changed in the last half of the season, as it did towards the end of last year when he came on for Mark DeSantos. But he called the first 8 games a disaster. But weren't for that, they would be in the playoffs. He was worried at one point before the Canadian Championship, after the Austin game in particular, in which they lost 3-0 down in Texas. But some of those changes that you spoke about turned this team around to the point where Benny Sartini says that this is a playoff roster and that not a lot of tweaks are needed to start next season if they keep the majority of the talent they've got right now.
Jimenez pressured by Gauld. Cascante. Shot pass just handled by Driussi. 21 goals, 7 assists for Sebastian Driussi. As he slides into the middle of the pitch, Rigoni looking for him. Instead has to find the back line instead. Romagna to Ring for Bundes. Looking for Driussi instead. It's Blackman rising up, and then Martinez getting the piece, but it will be an Austin corner. I almost said an Argentine corner. That would not have been too off the mark, given this team.
Well, it's the Argentine taking it. Rigoni. Unusual to have a newcomer take the set plays right away after a season long of pretty decent set play opportunities for Austin. One of the better teams from these situations.
Rigoni whipped into into the near post, handled by Gressel. Vite missed it, now it's back in. And quite the collision in the middle of the box. Nerwinski driving his head forward, and there was contact there, results in the yellow card. To Romagna. And Nerwinski is still down. Oh, pardon me, it's not Nerwinski.
Ball in from Rigoni. It's Blackman who gets clattered there. Romagna, 225 pounds, the Colombian, so you don't want that barging in on you as he just tries to get his head to it, but in the end goes through with the arm up a little bit on Blackman. This is the first time the two center backs, Visconti and Romagna, have played together this year. I mentioned how consistent Josh Wolf likes to be with his teams. And why not? They were challenging for a supporter shield at one point with Los Angeles Football Club. There's another look there, and you got to be very careful with these situations where the head's involved. To knock-a-heads in the end.
The Caps have had their share of collisions, of course, this season. Blackman will walk off. And his evaluation will continue. And you wonder, in the wake of a much publicized National Football League concussion to Tagovailoa, are all the rest of the sports in North America in particular on high alert for scandals such as that and asking for the utmost in caution?
I think they have to be.
Yeah.
It is of utmost importance that you're absolutely sure a player can get back on the field, because if there is a concussion, that the second one that comes quickly is the one that can really cause some problems. And you can see that Javane Brown is up and running right now on the touchline to get himself ready in case he needs to go in.
Josh Wolf just picking up a yellow card as well. So two yellows in one play there for Austin, Romagna, and the head coach. Blackman continues to be at the bench area. Sip of water. And the Caps will play with 10 for now. Fagundes chips that over to the far side. Gallagher nearly got it. Gressel disrupted. And now a heavy touch there by Fagundes. Battle just outside the area. And of course, Andres Cubas comes away with it. He often does. Called, disrupted, and now the call will be made. Advantage being played there for a moment. Does it look like Brian White might escape, but Tim Ford makes the call.
It's a great call. This call is upended as they try to get out of their own end there. Definite kick across. It's a nice ping forward from Luis Martins. His skill, his quality really stood out for me in the last match.
You picked it out, just a true lefty down that side. Yeah, quality lefty, changes everything.
And this is a player out of the Benfica Youth Academy, played a couple of times for Benfica. And then, of course, most prominently, recently at Sporting Kansas City.
Rudy goes for a run, 3 Whitecaps in pursuit. Nerwinski trying to catch up. May have it, a quick save made by Hasal as he parries that away for an Austin corner, and Rudy fights off 3 Whitecaps to make it happen.
It's right down the heart of the Whitecap defense, over the top to Rudy, who's very quick despite his age now, 10 years in MLS, and what uniform he's worn, and he's worn 6 in this league. He's been a Whitecap killer, scored both the goals, or 2 of the goals of the 3 that they scored in Austin. And this all stops him there.
Fagundes, lots of room. Big chip, looking for a header. Comes down, rattles around, and Driussi couldn't find the back of the net. Just popped it up in the air. Austin retreats, but only slightly. Jimenez back into the area. Headed down, and Blackman with a clear. Vite will go for a run, but Brad Stuber's way out to make the play.
been a little loose defensively. Again, from a set play for the Whitecaps, a 2v1 very easily down the left side for Fagundes. And then the in ball comes back to Fagundes, who should have scored there. Wide open at the back post.
Deep ball for Regoni. Assault has it. Already comes to check on him. Looked over to Nowitzki. Nowitzki looking for Brian White. Couldn't knock it down in time.
The game really has changed in a lot of ways, and I don't just mean here in MLS, but globally. That direct route that was sometimes frowned upon. Both teams looking for it. There's another one in behind.
Fagundes the target, but Hasal makes the play, and that's why it was frowned upon, is that it can be a low percentage play. Although we just saw a fabulous chance from Rudy.
The Barcelona teams of the tic-tac build-up, to have that skill, to have that quality, and to take it throughout the full 110 yards of a soccer pitch is very difficult, where one ball can beat a defense. And it's the way that Danny Sartini likes to play. He doesn't apologize for it.
Nearly able to spring free Brian White. Now the press is on. Struber has to use his feet. He's able to find Fagundes. Heavy for Gallagher, and it's Whitecap ball.
And good pressure from the front as well. You can tell that Josh Wolf has picked up some of the things that Danny Sartini taught him in the U.S. coaching system about 10 years ago or so. I mentioned Danny Sartini thinks that man there should be the coach of the year, and why not? He's taken them from an expansion team that didn't make the playoffs last year, nowhere near it, to a team, as I say, that at one point was contending for top spot in the league. So it's been a terrific, quick turnaround for Josh Wolf at Austin FC.
Vite has to be careful. Heads that down. Jimenez forward for Regoni. Stolen back by Vite. And then a return theft. Ball over the top for Regoni. Hasal comes over to make the play at the edge of the area. And Martin carries up the empty left wing.
I think the Austin team feels that they might be able to expose Luis Martins down that side, because you can see him in possession now. There's three in the back for the Whitecaps when they play out this way. So if he's caught forward when the Whitecaps turn it over, that's where the space would be.
Aggressive. Back into the middle of the pitch for Ring. Kubas really able to go between his legs to fish it out, and finally creates the turnover. Now the call is made. Kubas over the back there again. Pereira.
Nowinski will stay tight to the back. We won't see him getting forward and crossing balls as much, but Martins goes. Cats need to shift a little bit. Blackman will come over to support that area.
Romagna, Vite checks on him, and now it's across for Cascante. Pushes forward. Whitecap foil is there. Martins flying kick to disrupt the play. Ball battle for it. Back in the middle for Pereira. Kubas gives chase. Gallagher to Fagundes. For Driussi, just a touch heavy.
There's a good understanding, though, between Fagundes, who, despite the number of goals he scored, has assisted on just as many over the course of his career. 66 goals and 65 assists, and he knows the runs that Driussi likes to make late from that number 10 position.
This year he's turned into the creator, though, because he's seen that finisher. How about that 15 assists on the season for Fagundes?
Second best in Major League Soccer. When you have a guy like Driussi on the end of those, you know that you can put the ball almost anywhere in his vicinity and make the opposition pay.
That is depth in scoring. 21 for Driussi, 9 for Arruti. Nice number there for the aforementioned Fagundes with 6. Cascante. Up the middle for Pereira. Off to Jimenez. Pereira again. Scott doesn't see many options. Wants the Menace to figure it out. Rigoni. Again, a switch to Ramon. No progress here for Austin. Caught up in the middle block of the Whitecaps. Stretching back to Stuber now.
You can see the 4-4-2 the Whitecaps employ in defense. It's Galt who cuts back to the left side. Vite joins that front line with White. So a lot of the hard work to defend comes from Galt on the left side and not necessarily Martins. He's not asked like the wingbacks previously this year down the left side to press as much, because that man there can provide superhuman powers on both sides of the ball.
That block proves to be successful. Chews up some time and gets the ball back for the Caps. Our teams gain some real estate down the left side. Not quite within his range for the long throw. They put it down into the corner, looking for White. Get it back. Kubas, tight quarters to Pedro Vite. Martins just a little too close to Brad Stuber.
See that Pedro Vite slows the thing down just a little bit when he gets on it. He's not as rushed as he was at the early part of the year. An interesting thing that Danny Sartini said about him as well is he's much better at bouncing back from maybe a poor first 15, 20 minutes or a poor training session. He's practiced much better. And you compared him to David Caicedo, who took some time to settle, and it often does for a young player.
Fagundes, nearly stolen there by Gressel. Vite steps in front of the Bruce. He offers, but then gives it right back to him. Sliding tackle by Ryan Gauld. Can he maintain possession? Whirling Dervish. And it's Whitecap ball on the far side. You think Ryan Gauld knows that this team's back is against the wall?
I just don't think he has another gear except 100%. And he's doing everything to try to lead his team. Again, defensively, lunging in there, keeps possession of the ball. He thought he was fouled there, but the Whitecaps do get the throw on the far side.
White chests that down. Dressel's in stride. Leaves it for Gauld. Switch it to Luis Martins. Vite taking his spot on the left side. They'll swap positions. Gressel. Light to Martins. Rigoni. Gallagher in stride now. That's Fagundes with him. And the touch pass, the return pass, just off the mark. And there's been a few spoiled passes here by Austin in this first half. I'm going to attach just again, the urgency's just not going to be there for them. They're just there in second place. So it's just impossible to replicate the intensity of the Whitecaps.
They do have one more home game that you know they'll be up for to make sure that they finish off the season well. This is actually what Danny was hoping for. It was maybe a little bit looking past this game with nothing to play for. Make sure the players aren't injured as they go into the playoffs. But make no mistake, the quality is there, and if they're given the time or the space to be able to do what they want to do, they'll punish the Whitecaps, so they'll have to keep their intensity up.
Veslovich helping out up the pitch, but commits the foul. They're in the 32nd minute, first half. Starting to reach its maturity here a little bit, and the Caps maintaining this one goal lead thanks to Ryan Gauld. Shots on target favor Austin at 2-1 right now. Jimenez floats it in. Gressel tried to find Vite. Instead, it's Gallagher retreating back to Stuber. This is its intended target as well in Rudy. Right back for Thomas Hasal. Update on the out-of-town scoreboard that is of the utmost importance for the Whitecaps. It is a scoreless game between San Jose and Minnesota in the 30th minute. Just underway between Galaxy and RSL. Ring tries to settle that one for Driussi. Kubas dispossessed by Ring. The ball goes in favor of Austin. And remember, both of those matches that Caps fans will be watching on the out-of-town scoreboard, they need to be outright losses for the teams in question. An RSL loss and a Minnesota loss. The possibility of a draw is in the Seattle game with Sporting KC.
Not impossible. It's a big ask, of course. You hate to have to leave it to other teams to keep you in the mix there, but if that does happen, it's actually in the Whitecaps' hands in Minnesota.
That's right.
Difficult place to go. Mind you, Minnesota poor as of late. Thrashed by SKC 4-1 last week, or just before the international break.
But that's effectively a playoff game, and that's what you play for.
That's right.
Werenski. Space on the right side. Firm pass. Tiber couldn't handle it. Kubas comes in to help. And gets it for Tiber. Rattles off an Austin player. Oh my God! And the official kicked the ball into the hands of Gressel, who wanted that quick restart. He was dismayed he couldn't get the team going. Skipped in for Kubas. All the way back for Veselinovic in Blackwood. Fagundez up to pressure Werenski. Kubas has Ring on him. Quick pass to Gressel. The switch catches some air, but Martins runs into it. Blackwood to White. Tried to touch that over to Martins. Stolen. And White with the drive-by couldn't take the ball off Cascante. Pereira. Venezuela into the middle for Austin. Morales Ring. The Whitecaps keep them at bay. Rudy able to settle it, rattled right to Rigoni. Fagundez chipping up, looking for Rudy, but Veselinovic uses that size to get it out of the area from distance. And it had one ricochet, but wide of the post, and Thomas Hasal will get it back.
It's good defensive discipline from the Whitecaps right now. They're not getting sucked out when Rudy drops to try to drag Veselinovic. Holds his line. They don't necessarily clear it completely there from Gauld. The long-range shot from Pereira just wide. Pereira, at one point, Michael Lahoud, who does the color for Austin FC, had him in the MVP conversation early on from his defensive midfield position. He's been so good. The #1 draft pick from last year.
That was heavy from Cascante on Brian White. Won't be a yellow. But it gives the Whitecaps the ball in a nice spot. Not quite something they can work with directly on goal. Although Gressel was looking for a quick restart.
Clever there from Brian White to draw the free kick. It's backed in.
Caps don't put anybody in the box. Just outside. Ryan Gauld with the delivery. It's just down the left side for Luis Martins, and Tim Ford wants that to start again. It's the Whitecaps limit because Martinez had some space there. The team forward whistle will be worn out by the end of this half here. Here it comes from Gall. He switches things up. All green at the edge of the area, but kept alive by Nerwinski. Vite now. Herrera. And Martinez didn't commit to pushing forward. Wanted to make sure the Whitecaps weren't abandoned on defense. And White heavy on Rigoni gets called with the Austin ball.
It's been frustrating this year. Brian White hasn't really got off the mark in terms of score, but quick to close down. He commits the foul there. The advantage was given, but quickly on top of the goalkeeper now as well. He'll continue to do those things for the team, even if it's not going so well personally. That's the reason he starts here today ahead of Lucas Cavallini. Did good performances in back-to-back games. Cavallini likely to come off the bench in the second half.
It will be interesting to see what the score looks like when and if that happens, just to measure the trust after this 4-game suspension for Lucas Cavallini. Herrera, Jimenez, right foot, Nerwinski, pops it to the edge, and out. But Fagundes controls. Gallagher. Looking against Gressel. Now all the way back up for Romano. Pushes towards the middle of the pitch. Jimenez loose with it. Gall. Be careful not to give it right back. And he'll wait for the rest of the team. Oh, really? Just chips it past Jimenez. Gall still has it. Takes a shot, curled it. And Stuver able to dive and make the save.
I mentioned before that he's looking to take on shots now because he's slaloming through the Austin defense with so much confidence and so much skill. His quality is second to none on this Whitecap team. And even though he had players around that he could lay it off to, he says, I'm going to have a go myself here. Not a lot behind it that tests Stuver too much. But Ryan Gold, again, putting in a really strong performance.
Escante. Firmly to Rigoni. Ring, quick turn. Rigoni out of the corner. Ruti, far post. Well off the mark. And Austin is convinced that's a corner kick. Whitecaps beg to differ, and they'll win the argument.
Yeah, even with 4 in the back, a lot of time to allow that ball to come in, and Urruti really unmarked. Saw him score a goal against LAFC earlier this year from almost the exact same position into the back post. That time he gets just the slightest of deflections and puts it beyond. 9 goals that Max Urruti has scored against the Whitecaps. The second best would be 4 against the second best team that he scored against. So he really has the Whitecaps number. Talk about a hard worker from the forward position.
And that damage for Urruti came in the early parts of the season. Sort of a Lucas Cavallini kind of pace for Urruti as Driussi became the go-to. Lost right into the feet of White. Gall is there as well. Gall for White. Is this the moment for White? White into Stuver. That close to 2-0 for Vancouver. Austin quick to turn and get back onto the front foot themselves. Rigoni back into the corner. Ring to Pereira and chip to Noah.
It's a poor touch in the end from White that lets him down. He does the right thing to play Galled into the space, and then the return ball just a little heavy from White and allows it to get away from him, and then he's reaching to try to get any power on it, and neither the power nor the direction to beat the Austin keeper.
Maybe just hit him in that spot where he didn't feel comfortable hitting it on the one time.
And I was wondering if Gauld would shoot with the right foot, especially the way that he's feeling right now. But again, what a teammate. I think he's trying to get White off the mark here and put him on the score sheet.
The team would have absolutely lost its mind if they set up Ryan White. As you said, just sort of broken the dam there a little bit. Herrera turns. Jimenez back to Rigoni, working on Martins. You've spotted the pattern a lot down this side. Hybrid to Gauld on the turnover. Lubis nicely back to Martins. And now the call is made as Gauld is felled in the middle of the park by Pereira. And needless to say, Ryan Gauld is the subject of Austin's focus.
And why wouldn't he be? He's a lightning rod for attention because he's on the ball. So many touches in this first half. Just a couple of minutes before the break. And it seems Austin trying to close him down really quickly. Off the ball foul for Jimenez.
Blackman surveys his options. Martins for White. Lubis, tight quarters here for Gauld. Thought he would find Martins or White streaking down a channel, but it's into empty space. We finish off the 44th minute, 3 minutes of added time coming. Caps are nearly into the room, holding on to this lead. It came in the 7th minute off the foot of Ryan Gauld, who's had himself another match through 44 minutes. Escante across for Gallagher. Austin slowly through the middle of the picture. Down to Fagundes, Driussi. Backing in on Veselinovic, now into the corner. Two Caps are there. And he turns and is able to get the shot away. Marvelous turn by Driussi, but not enough to beat us all.
Speculative, to say the least. Another player that feels it when he gets on the ball. He's had such a good season, but this is miles away from being able to really stretch us all.
Tiber, powerful header into White. Couldn't do anything with it. Caps turned it back over, though. Vite resets to the back line. Lewinsky goes to elude Ruthie and does. Blackman will push forward. And this has been a part of his quiver of late, is going on some forays, but Gauld is stripped. Blackman comes back to help, commits the foul. And not a bad one to take as he tries to retreat. And with the quick restart, Tim Ford says that was on you. And the Whitecaps just get the ball back. A little careless from Austin.
You like to see Blackman making those runs, and he did the right thing too once they lost the ball. He committed the foul. Austin took it quickly, and you're right. The referee saying you had your chance, and you give it right back to the Whitecaps.
Gauld sees White going for a run. Can he feather it into him? It curls away from the striker. And then a shoulder-to-shoulder knock from Manya goes uncalled from Tim Ford. As White picks himself off the end line.
Such a solid player, Ramon. Mentioned 225 pounds, just a little shoulder, and that sends White flying.
Driussi touches back for Gallagher. Escante's pushed forward. White slowly jogging back into the fray here. Just over a minute remaining here in the half. Rigoni Speeds into the middle. Fagundes knocking that down. Here's a chance for Austin, and Driussi is blocked. A sliding play in front of Thomas Sasol.
Well, that was superb from Jake Nerwinski, putting the body on the line so it doesn't even make it through the goalkeeper. After a nice setup, Rigoni into the area, chested down. Austin has had a few close-in chances. Whitecaps again, holding him at bay, at least through the first 45 here.
Under a minute to go in this defense for the Whitecaps to get into the room with the lead. Hybert throws a foot in, but the switch is made to Rigoni. This is how the last chance transpired, but this one does not go as well. Blackman feeds Vite. Holds. Now runs into trouble. Driussi has Rigoni. Rigoni back, and once again, right into Blackman, and that's 2 in a row by Rigoni. Ryan Gauld had to calm his head coach down as the half transpires. And an intense conversation down that touchline between the head coach and his star player. But they get into the room up 1-0.
This is the block from Nerwinski just a moment ago. Reads the situation well. Turns his back a bit, but makes sure he's a wall there. And Josh Wolf can't believe the half that his side has had. A few chances, good chances, but Nerwinski and the rest of the Whitecaps have held him at bay.
An early goal stands the test of time through 45 minutes. Chantel Chan with Vanni Sortini.
Vanni, Ryan Gauld with a great first half performance. How much confidence does he give the club when he plays like that?
Yeah, a lot. You know, it's attacking the space, wins ball, chances, score. So, but we need to score. I think we need to score another goal. They have a lot of quality up top. So, but they leave a lot of space in behind. So we must score another goal in order to win.
Any changes for the second half?
No, not at the moment.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
The Vancouver Whitecaps with a 1-0 lead over Austin. More coming up in the second half with Blake Price, Paul Dolan. You're watching the MLS on TSN.
Today's pros need today's tools, and the Home Depot is here to help. With job site delivery to keep you on site and on schedule, and equipment rentals to make sure you can take on any job. Plus, when you join Pro Extra, you'll earn perks on every dollar you spend. Earn perks 4 times faster when you join. Register and use your Pro Extra credit card. New tech, new tools, new ways to grow your business, all at the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
You're a CIO in 2022. So what's on the agenda? Threat briefings, IT meetings, and lots of coffee. With fully integrated security solutions all in one place. You're ready. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Our journey at Continental has taken us down many roads. And when we first started, they weren't even paved. For more than 150 years, we've worked hard to earn your trust. From the trail to the racetrack and beyond. The Continental mark in all its forms stands for confidence. Confidence you trust. Continental Tire.
So I said, yeah, you're saving hundreds with the home and auto bundle from Progressive, but there's no saving that casserole.
I just love that word bundle. It's so fun. So you have two things coming together like a force of nature. Like it was really meant to be, you know?
Yes. Yes, I do. I'm so glad you want to save money. Rodney, set up a bundle for John Hamm.
Of course. John, is it still cool if I catch a ride home with you?
I never said it was.
You know, but technically you didn't say it wasn't.
It's not.
Yet.
Don't mind me. I'm just the flu. I'm quite harmless, really. And when people ask, but aren't you linked to dangerous flu complications like pneumonia, heart attack, and hospitalizations? I just say, but I'm just the flu.
It's him.
Who? I'm just the flu.
Fight the flu with Sanofi flu vaccines, which help prevent flu in older adults. They've even been shown to provide better protection from flu-related complications compared to standard dose flu shots.
Don't get Fluzone high-dose quadrivalent if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components, including egg products, or after.
Major League Soccer on TSN is brought to you by GE Appliances, proud supporter of the beautiful game.
must win for the Vancouver Whitecaps, plus needing some out-of-town help. Jeremy Abobasi played behind the defenders. He centers for Christian Espinoza, who scores to put San Jose in front, but up comes the offside flag. Controversial call in San Jose. That one looked to be very close. No help to the Caps in that situation. So this match, after 45 minutes, also nothing to be decided. Nothing has happened yet in that one. LA Galaxy, Real Salt Lake. 22nd minute, still goalless in that one. As mentioned, tomorrow, a big matchup between Sporting KC and Seattle. And now, with everything holding, if everything holds as is, the Whitecaps win tonight. San Jose, Minnesota, draw. LA Galaxy, Real Salt Lake, draw this evening. The only team that the Whitecaps can catch right now, as far as teams that are in the playoff places at the end of the night, would be Portland. So the scenarios, they'll change probably 1,000 times before the final whistle goes tonight and before the final whistle goes between the Galaxy later this evening. But when we look at that first half, especially for the Vancouver Whitecaps and what they need to do, they need to come out, they need to win this game. They could not have scripted a better start in this one with Ryan Gold scoring early on.
Oh, yeah, they needed that. I mean, you could see the energy that this team has, and just because of the way Ryan Gold has been playing and how that's really lifted this team. I mean, it's been incredible. His runs off the ball, how he flows through the midfield, but his composure on a one-on-one situation like this early in the game. This is the guy that has really initiated the tempo of the game, Kevin, and this is exactly what the Whitecaps have needed beginning of the season. But now we're seeing it at the end of the season, and it's great to see.
It's incredible to see the level that he's been producing. Right. We've been looking at maybe during the first half there of his actual stats. First 17 games this season, 2 goals, 2 assists. His last 14, 6 goals, 7 assists. It's been an incredible turn of fortunes for Vancouver, all down to Ryan Gold. I spoke about him a few weeks ago about how he has been the guy.
And you've been the one beating the Ryan Gold drum as far as he does not get enough recognition league-wide.
No, I absolutely doesn't. Honestly, I think probably in the last 3 months he's been as good as anything, if not the best player in the league over that time. And it's easy to say because we watch a lot of him, but his level of performance, and it's not just with the ball, Julian, it's without the ball. He initiates the press for them. He creates, he gives this team such a spark, doesn't he, in everything that they do.
Even this play right here, I mean, he could have taken it himself, but him just being that leader where he wants to get other players on the scoreboard, I mean, that's important to have as an all-around player. And the way he performs on that pitch, he leads a group. For Canadians, I mean, I've never seen a number 10 like that, and that's the type of player that Canada needs for this country. So he's a great example of what.
Does he not get the recognition because he's at Vancouver? Is that fair to say?
I believe so. If he goes on to LAFC, LA Galaxy, TFC, and they're doing well, then for sure he'll get the recognition.
Yeah.
But definitely, he's clearly the MVP for Whitecaps this season, and definitely someone to talk about for the entire league.
Yeah.
Just under, as you mentioned, a goal contribution in his last 14 games, just under that per game, which is absolutely incredible. And Pedro Vito also having a pretty decent first half for the Vancouver Whitecaps. While GE Appliances is celebrating clean sheets by giving away an ultra-fresh laundry pair every time a Canadian MLS team gets a shutout at home. To enter, go to geappliances.ca, and you can win an ultra-fresh laundry pair every time Toronto FC, Whitecaps FC, or as CF Montreal did earlier tonight, gets a clean sheet in a home match. We are 50 days away from the World Cup, and there's a little bit to celebrate in the first half when it looks at these two teams, Whitecaps FC, Austin FC, Ryan Gold with the lone goal thus far.
Today's pros need today's tools, and the Home Depot is here to help with job site delivery to keep you on site and on schedule, and equipment rentals to make sure you can take on any job. Plus, when you join Pro Extra, you'll earn perks on every dollar you spend. Earn perks 4 times faster when you join. Register and use your Pro Extra credit card. New tech, new tools, new ways to grow your business, all at the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Give a little time for the child within you. Don't be afraid to be young and free. Undo the locks and throw away the keys and hug you and kiss you and love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. La 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 la.
Our journey at Continental has taken us down many roads. And when we first started, they weren't even paved. For more than 150 years, we've worked hard to earn your trust. From the trail to the racetrack and beyond. The Continental mark in all its forms stands for confidence. Confidence you trust. Continental Tire.
We should be more sustainable. Amazon Business can steer us toward more sustainable products.
How did you know?
Doug's hat.
Huh. This is easy.
Sustainability. I feel good. What's next?
It's a car that runs on positive vibes.
I love people. Sustainability. Good vibes.
Amazon Business, partnering with enterprise leaders for smart business buying.
Peaceful state. Full plate. Wait, are you my blind date? Dancing crew, trip for two, nail the final interview. Buy or lease. Masterpiece. Inside joke. Artichoke. Game with Doug. Brand new mug. Come here, kid.
NCTV. In just 50 days, the world will come together.
The planet's ultimate game. It's a party mood.
64 games, 32 countries, one champion.
When it matters most, world class rears its head. They've had a glimpse of it, and they know it is all theirs. Never, never to be forgotten.
The 2022 FIFA World Cup is coming to TSN and CTV.
Let's check in on our Canadian internationals in the Our Liga action. Match on Friday between Porto and Braga. Stefano Sacchio picks up an assist here, putting up Porto 1-0. And 2 minutes after that, Pepe on a break. He feeds it across for Stacchio to score his first goal for Porto of the season. They would go on to take this one 4-1, the full time score. Now to the Belgian Pro League, Club Bruges in action earlier today. Tejan Buchanan subbing in for his first match of the season. And here in the 86th minute, Buchanan with the header for the final goal of the game. Did he get enough of it? I think he got enough of it. You guys wanted to dispute whether or not that was an own goal.
It's a celebration, though.
It's a celebration,
That's what it comes down to, right?
Regardless, you claim it.
You claim it as much as you can. The Club Rouge wins that one 3-0. And more importantly, as he did in the final match of the last international window, Tejan Buchanan featuring for Canada. And in this match, coming in as a sub, it's important for Tejan Buchanan to get these minutes against opposition before the World Cup.
Well, yeah, get the minutes, get the performance, get the goals. But, going to a World Cup, Kev, you know better than anyone else does. You need difference makers, and at least 5 difference makers in the Canadian national team. One of them, Tejan Buchanan, and if he's fit going into this World Cup, I mean, that gives us hope to at least get a goal, points, maybe come out the group.
Yeah, games into his legs, just that confidence in being able to beat a player and just feeling it and finding the feet again. It's vital. So I think John Herdman will be delighted. But as you say, you're looking for a game changer. Even if he doesn't start a game, you bring what a boost it is to John Herdman for the last 15, 20 minutes of a game to bring a player of that caliber onto the pitch. So yeah, it's great for Canada, and I'm delighted for him personally as well, because these times might not come around again for him, because you don't know what's going to happen down the line there with your career injuries and everything. So I'm delighted for him.
We should update fans right now. We understand RSL has just scored to go ahead against LA Galaxy. That is 1-0 RSL. Still first half action, about a half an hour in. And again, that messes with the playoff clinching scenarios for other teams, including the Vancouver Whitecaps. But all that matters right now for them in a must-win game is that they are up 1-0 against Austin FC. Blake, Dolly, and Chantel will have the second half next.
Major League Soccer. Dish and Sling customers, ESPN is no longer available on your TV lineup. Don't miss out on college football, Monday Night Football, MLB, SportsCenter, and more. Go to keepmyespn.com for more information.
My name is Denise Romero. I'm 36 years old and I'm from Nogales, Arizona. I'm a single mother of 3 kids. Before I found the National Diabetes Prevention Program, it was just fast food, having no energy. I was just very depressed. So the doctor told me, you're going to get diabetes. That's when I was recommended for the National Diabetes Prevention Program. And that's where everything changed.
When our community hears that the National Diabetes Prevention Program, that it's a CDC-approved program, they trust it. They respect it, and they're ready to commit to the program.
It works and it continues to work.
We are preventing type 2 diabetes. We're changing our communities We're changing lives.
You can do it.
To learn more about CDC's National Diabetes Prevention Program, go to cdc.gov/diabetestv.
Any job at Amazon can turn into a higher-paying career. For employees looking for security today, we offer good pay, health care on day one, and the flexibility to spend time with your family while making a living. For opportunity tomorrow, free technical training moves employees into higher-paying jobs in fields like software engineering and robotics.
My salary from day one has increased probably around 3 to 4 times.
At Amazon, today is just the start, and tomorrow is what you make of it.
Nearly 150 years of experience goes into making each and every Continental tire.
Lead on Austin at the half. Caps will hope to add to that lead, as we heard from Benny Sartini at the end of the first half, with Chantel Chan saying he didn't think that one was going to do it. And that feels about right, Paul Dolan, with the way that this match has unfolded so far. Caps did lead in expected goals as well, narrowly 1.1 to 0.9. Shots on goal and shots taken favoring Austin by a little bit as well. That was a pretty even first half.
You get a sense that Austin is so attack-minded. They won their first 2 games of the year 5-0 and 5-1 and have a plus 18 goal difference. The Whitecaps coming into this one minus 17. So they're a team that can score, a very good attacking front line. Whitecaps just need to tidy up a few things, but I agree with Vanny. More than likely, they're going to need to score another goal as well. So they'll continue to play with that attack going forward.
If only they could donate goals to the Galaxy, because it's 1-0 RSL on the out-of-town scoreboard. Cordova in the 25th minute, and that was after Ricky Pouge had failed to convert a penalty kick on Zach McMahon, of all people.
Yeah, the former Whitecap coming back to haunt Vancouver, not helping his former team at all with that big save, but the Galaxy, they look pretty settled. But at home, you'd think that that's a result they'd like to get too. So I'm sure they'll continue to push there. And the Whitecaps just need to do what they can do here. Focus on the game at hand. And it was a good first 45 minutes for the most part. Again, with the best player on the field being Ryan Gauld. Saw the conversation with Vanny Sartini right at the end, asking him to go over the top. I think he was done. 45 minutes, he put everything out there through that first half.
So Austin, we'll see what they have in store in this second half. Again, they will want to preserve their legs a little bit to close out strong at home. 3 players sitting on yellow card accumulation as well. So Josh Wolf will want to avoid a suspension for the final match of the season as well. We'll watch those substitutions as the match winds on. Gallagher, heavy first touch, settles for Pereira. Pereira onto the right side. Jimenez. Pereira. Rigoni sends that in, and Veselinovic able to clear it out. Our team's jockeying, pushing the play off to the edge of the area. Kubis challenging Rigoni, and the call is made by Ford, and a kick from in tight here for Austin.
Tim Ford right on the spot when he made that call. Terrific angle to make the decision. And as Rigoni, he likes to cut in with his left foot from the right side. Yeah, there's a trip there. Kubis not getting any of the ball, and then Rigoni going over the outstretched leg there of Andres Kubis. Diego Fagundes scored a terrific free kick goal against Los Angeles just a few games ago when they beat LAFC 4-1. We'll see if that sets up for him, though, as a right-footed player, with Rigoni also on the ball as a left-footer.
17 goals off set pieces for Austin. It will be Fagundes. It hits the wall in front. Spinning back, White trying to head that into touch. Not enough on it. Rigoni. Changed boots at halftime for the lime greens here. Floats that in. Hasal comes in to make the play. Nerwinski floats out ahead for Julian Gressel. Up the line for Vite. Over the back by Romagna. And Vite gets the late call. Ball over the top for Gauld. Spins perfectly into his feet. White is there. It's on goal. Bounced in and saved by Stuver. Fabulous save, and Brian White is stymied again, second time in the match. He has to wonder what it takes.
What a ball, and great decision from Pedro Vite to take that quickly, but right into the path there. Where the player sets up White for the header. And you have to feel for Brian White. He looks to the heavens. Can't believe he's missed that, but it was a good save from Stuver.
The team's nearly able to get to it. Rigoni touches that back quickly to Jimenez. Pereira. Pereira again. Back to Rigoni in the corner. 10-4 the crosses in favor of Austin in the first half. Ring. Edge of the box. Kubas shoulder to shoulder with them. Passes made to Driussi. Veselinovic stepped up to make the play. White coming back to help. Wanted to swing that for goal and hit a body. Fagundes pushes forward. Rigoni in the corner. And it blows through the box out the other side.
It's a little bit similar to the way the Seattle Sounders came out strong in the second half of the game after allowing 2 first-half goals to the Whitecaps. Not necessarily because the Whitecaps are sitting, but Austin is pressing the issue for sure, sending more players into attacking position. So Vancouver will get those chances, especially if they're clever like Vite was for that quick set play. But what a chance for the Whitecaps to go up by 2.
You wonder again who Josh Wolf is told, you're only going to get 10 minutes here to start this second half. Driussi, Pereira, or Rudy all sitting on a suspension for the next match if they get another yellow.
Here's that really quick taken free kick, but not just quickly and into open space. It's right onto the foot of Ryan Gauld, and then the header down. Maybe it was just a little looping for him to get all that power. He had to generate it himself. But it was a good save, too, from the Austin keeper.
Fagundes settles, cuts it back. Collision in the box. Tim Ford saw nothing untowards about it.
It's a couple of times now that Driussi has gone down. He is definitely looking to get something free here from inside the area. Add to his 21-goal tally.
Oof, yeah, absolutely incidental. Nerwinski just turns to chase the ball and get back into position.
Yeah, nothing there. Nerwinski feeling the brunt of it, actually. In terms of the changes, well, was Musa Vite get a chance up top? He scored a hat trick coming on as a sub within 22 minutes.
That's not bad.
First hat trick in Austin history. That was against RSL a few weeks back.
Both teams have an active bench right now, but seems to be a little bit more vigor out of the guys in the green pennies. I might be reading into that. Nerwinski shakes it off. It's the second collision we've seen in this match that has caused both sides to have a player go down.
See the former Whitecap, Felipe Martins, as well on the bench. You know, he'd love to come out for an appearance against his old team here at BC Place. And for the Whitecaps, Berhalter, he could see some time in the middle of midfield. They like what Russell Tybert gives in terms of covering the midfield. And the man on the ball right now, Driussi, a little bit better than what Owusu can do defensively.
Pereira finds Ring. Rigoni makes his way to the edge of the area. Coming back to help out is Ryan Gauld. Steps in the middle of the pass and gives the Whitecaps a chance to escape. Kubas, heavy touch. Nearly able to strip Driussi again. Rigoni will get the chance to make a cross. Opts against it. Driussi. And it was Gauld's counterpart, Vite, tracking back to disrupt play this time. taking a cue from his star mentor. Vite again, challenging Pereira this time. And pass to Fagundes. Gressel stuck a leg out. Fagundes keeps it alive. Romagna. Lays off to Fagundes. Charges up the middle. Ring, Pereira, Gallagher. Whipped it in. Falls up. Softly into the arms of Hassan. Martins with a quick push. And Gauld couldn't keep it alive with the fouls called.
You mentioned the turnover, and lots of times it's Ryan Gauld who's winning that ball, or Julian Gressel. And the coach wants those two players to drop as number 8s more centrally defending, because the balls are always looking to find Driussi and Alex Ring in the middle of midfield. They have a pattern of play Austin does where the ball goes from the fullback to the center back, and then centrally trying to find one of the central midfielders. And a few times tonight, Ryan Gauld or Gressel has picked that off.
Vite, and just offside as he came back to be a part of the play. Lucas Cavallini is coming into the match, folks. His first appearance after the 4-game suspension and international duty with Canada. He did not feature for John Urban. He'll be taking off Brian White. And this comes as Jay Salinas, the former Whitecap. We saw one Whitecap take away a goal one game, a former Whitecap adding a goal in the other. Salinas hits San Jose up by a goal. That's the result the Caps do want. So they've got one thing going their way, one thing not.
What a way to go out for Shea Salinas, just announcing his retirement at the end of this season. Over 300 MLS games. I don't think many people thought when he was a Whitecap that might happen as he went on to San Jose, but what a terrific career he's put together, and maybe he can keep the Whitecap season going at least another week.
Just joining us, former Whitecaps keeper Zach McMath stopping a Ricky Pouge penalty kick in the Galaxy RSL game that the Caps need to go Galaxy's way. So that is 1-0 Salt Lake in the 42nd minute. That San Jose game's in the 54th. Quakes up a goal. Driussi into the middle there. Gauld again everywhere.
And that's exactly what he's looking to do. Come back as an 8, intercept those balls, looking for the central midfielders, and he won it to a tee, wins the free kick. Terrific work defensively and recognition from Ryan Gauld, and now a yellow card goes to Alex Ring.
Some final words between Vanni Sortini and Lucas Cavallini, but here comes Ryan Gauld again.
It just pops up out of nowhere as well, coming back from that forward position. The Caps can slow it down just a little bit, try to get some possession of their own. It's been all Austin through the first 15 minutes or so of this half.
Vite, again, looking very Gauld-like with some of those attempted thefts. Couldn't quite peel it free there from Pereira. Gallagher. Back into the middle, Pereira eluding Kubas. And then it's Pereira. Ring. Fagundes gets it back from Gallagher. Gallagher charges towards the end line. Thought that might have been over, but the save is made, and now the call is made as well. And the substitutions are coming for both sides. Jimenez and Rigoni have their nights complete for Austin. Lucas Cavallini taking off Brian White.
Rigoni's just ignoring the 77's gone up. The Argentine DP, who has struggled here again today, a couple moments, but he'll come off with the head down a little bit as the veteran Nick Lima comes on, and Lucas Cavallini now coming on for the Whitecaps here. Vanni Sortini asking his number 24, Brian White, to come off with a smile. He did a lot of the work that the coach hopes wore down this Austin defense. Didn't get the reward he was hoping for. Stopped point blank on one occasion, and the other one he let his touch get away from him, but he doesn't own. But satisfied with having to come off for the veteran Ethan Finley.
You can just imagine what's in White's head, though. He's had ample opportunity tonight to score as well, and just can't seem to find his form that was just so spectacular a year ago. And here's Cavallini's first touch. Handled nicely, and foul suffered. One of the specialties for Lucas Cavallini.
Better suffered than given. And Cavallini plays the body so well. Romagna will want to stay tight there. All it takes is a little bump, and Cavallini will win his team a free kick. And a smile there between the Colombian and the Canadian.
Julian Gressel might be able to make something of this from this location. High floating ball. Stuber has to settle for a punch. Another good Whitecap throw. Luis Martins ambles over and will try to make his way down the touchline a little bit. Tim Ford is asking him backward. Martins wants to get the long throw away. Still got it away from the spot that he wanted. Popped up to the edge of the area. Finley gets it only as far as Kubas. And Rudy taken down.
Good skill from Max Arudi. Spinning on the ball there, and then Cavallini coming around the front.
Green to Finley. Lima's ahead of him. Back for Ring instead. Now to Lima. Lima, fake the original. Now it's back in, and somehow Sebastian Driussi can't put that in the back of the net.
Big smile on Sebastian Driussi. Ironic smile. He's not happy about missing what for him would be a sitter this year. Almost everything else has gone in for him. It's not been his night so far. Just over an hour of play, but it bounces up just a little bit on him. More difficult than it might look. It's good play from Nick Lima down the right side. And then it just skips up off the turf. And Driussi can't keep it down or on target.
A switch by Lucas Cavallini finds Luis Martins in space. It's ahead to Ryan Gall. Can he cut it back for Cavallini? He does! Lucas Cavallini is back! Ninth of the season for once again the leading scorer for the Vancouver Whitecaps. It's 2-0.
And again, the success for the Whitecaps coming down that left side. First from Martins playing the ball into the sweet spot for goal. We saw that in the last game at home against the Seattle Sounders, where those two hook up, just attacking the space. Once again, into the spot where they can get themselves open for the easy tap in. It's a good run, too, from Cavallini as he comes across. You know what Brian White is thinking right now. It's a perfect setup from Gall. But Lucas Cavallini knows how to get into those spots. Austin FC defense is exposed, and the Whitecaps have that second goal that the manager was asking for at the halftime break.
I tell you, as he walks back to Pedro Vite celebrating, he looked over at the bench and he gave a couple of fist bumps, and his teammates were fist pumping right back at him. They want him to finish up strong. They want him to flush what happened over the last month and be the guy that led them in scoring. And there's a big smile there for Lucas Cavallini.
And a terrific reaction, too, from the south side. Always supporting their Whitecap players. I saw the interview before the match. Contrite. He knew he'd made a huge mistake letting his team down. Gone for 4 games after the red card. One goal doesn't make up for that, but good to see him back on the score sheet, feeling good about it.
Up a goal, perhaps allowing Vanni Sartini, up a couple of goals, allowing Vanni Sartini to make some health-related choices. Kubas, of course, coming back from injury in his last outing with the Whitecaps, and Sebastian Berhalter will come on for him shortly. And I'm guessing that's just preservation here at this point. And quickly back in.
There was an abductor injury that Kubas left early in the game a couple of weeks ago, replaced by Leo Owusu, but now it's Berhalter in this match who will get some minutes after another strong hour plus from the Paraguayan. And what a task he had today up against Driussi and Alex Ring in the middle of midfield. Fagundes on occasion. What an excellent match from the star DP defensive midfielder.
And he didn't quite have to be painted over Driussi like we've seen him with star players in the past. Got a lot of help from Gall coming back and others as well.
I think that's part of the tactics that Sartini has set up here that have worked to a T with that support from Gall and Gressel. And of course, Russell Tybert in the middle midfield.
Walter with it, slides it ahead. Cavallini could be in all alone. Is he going to be able to get a shot away? Austin catches up at the channel for Vite. Just can't thread the needle. My goodness.
The right idea from Cavallini, who's not going to outrun many defenses, even with a bit of a head start there. And Vite had the speed, and he had the space as well. And it just ended up hitting the foot of an Austin defender.
That could have iced the match almost at this point if they were able to score that counterattack goal.
There'll be more as well, you think, with Austin now pushing to try to get something from this game.
All those players sitting on red cards are still in for, or sitting on yellow cards are still in for Austin.
And the Whitecaps complaining because that ball went off of an Austin player for a throw-in for the Whitecaps, but both the linesman and the referee didn't see that last slight touch. And now from that, Austin wins a corner kick.
Just the third of the evening for either team. Still no corners for the Caps. Fagundes whipping it hard in. Cleared by Veselinovic. And it'll be a Whitecap throw.
I was thinking of what we've seen here today from Pedro Vite. For the most part, it's been good. Lots of inventive, creative type play, comfortableness on the ball. Or two times giving the ball away, but here's the ball in again from Gall. It's on a silver platter, but it's the run that leads the pass and a good understanding between those two front runners.
Fagundes can't save it. They've reached the half in LA. Still 1-0 RSL over Galaxy. That's the result the Caps need to change. San Jose doing their part so far. Gall flicking that over to Vite, a step ahead of the play. But the interplay in close quarters so much better for Pedro Vite.
It is, and really for the whole Whitecap front 4 or 5. Did it just take this long for it to happen? The confidence, certainly for Vite, you think.
Outside of the foot, right to Gressel. Tries to cut it back, and there's the first corner of the night for the Vancouver Whitecaps.
What a ball from Vite, too. Like the spin on it, perfect weighting. This is just from confidence. The player obviously has that technical ability. And when you pull out the bag of tricks, put your players into good positions like Gressel was to win the corner. Just a nice little outside of the left foot and perfectly over behind Romagna for Gressel to get onto.
Ryan Gall doing the honors on the in-swinger attempt here.
Romagna is man marking Christian Blackman inside the penalty area.
Like an eclipse of Blackman. Far post, and Brad Stewart were able to come up with it. '69th minute. Whitecaps up by a pair of goals. Alex Ring pushing forward for Austin. And Austin is stained with its stars in this match. One that means nothing but pride for them. as they finish off their home schedule in a week on MLS Decision Day. And they are securely in second spot in the Western Conference. Can't reach first, can't give up second. Josh Wolf tempting fate a little bit. Sliding tackle made there by Ryan Gauld and creates the turnover.
You want to keep your team ticking over with the players that are going to play in the playoff games. You want to get into some good patterns of play. It's been, if this stands, 4 road losses in a row for Austin. They had a really good spell of away results earlier in the year. 8 goals in the 3 games previous allowed as well, and 2 more here tonight. So I think, despite the fact that they would host their first game at home in Austin, where they've sold out every game this year, they want to get some confidence on the road as well.
Cavallini comes in, intercepts. What's Vite going to do with it? Gauld back for Vite. Vite still got it. And it just goes over Luis Martins. Boy, what a scrambly play that was. And the Whitecaps nearly able to convert.
Another good save from Stuber. You see again, Pedro Vite with a smile on his face. And that's what we're understanding in training. He's got the big smile now. He's playing like a kid again. He has aspirations at some point of playing for both Ecuador and somewhere in Europe as well at some point. Not sure that was the right ball to come in for Gauld, but in the end he does get the return pass. And a player who did not have a strike on goal through the first 20 appearances he made this year has scored in back-to-back games and almost made it 3 in a row there.
Wrestle from this side. As the Caps once again favor the driving in swingers. Cavallini couldn't get a piece of it. All the way back for Russell Tiber. Vite's there for Gauld. Ahead for Nowinski. He'll try a cross. And we'll watch it roll for a deep throw. Thought he might get a corner out of it. All of a sudden, a spell of play very much in the favor of the Whitecaps, and it's comes at a good time where they can continue on the front foot for another 5 or 10 minutes. They really narrow the window for the Austin to get back into it. Popping up for Cavallini. Can't get under it. Berhalter. Fagundes gives Vancouver another throw.
And that through ball that went to Cavallini, where they didn't get the great shot in the end. We didn't mention the terrific ball forward from Greg, I was going to say Greg Berhalter, but his playing days are long past. Sebastian Berhalter, his son, played a superb ball into the path of Cavallini with great weight on it.
Really able to reel that one in to make something of it. Driussi weaving some magic down the touchline, but thwarted by Cavallini in the end.
Felipe on the near side touchline set to come in, the former Cap, and we spoke about Musa Gite as well. He's going to come in as well as a good sliding challenge there for Cavallini. Gets in front of the ball.
Here's the substitution you were wondering about. Rudy comes out empty-handed, and Gite is in. Musa Gite tasked with getting Austin on the board here. 4 goals on the season.
3 of them coming in that 22-minute spell I mentioned as a sub. So he's got, with stoppage time, he's got about the same amount of time to try to put Austin ahead with some magic.
Russell for Vite, and a return pass from Nowinski. Can't quite catch up to it. He's stirring right now on either bench. So that's one player that is definitely, barring health concerns, going to be available for Josh Wolf on decision day as Rudy avoids a yellow card in this one and will not be suspended. The yellow cards incurred in that final match are just fine-worthy in MLS play. You don't get suspended for the playoffs. San Jose continues to help out the Whitecaps. Kukanovic has made it a 2-0 game there. Have the Whitecaps and their fans ever been bigger LA Galaxy supporters?
And the funny part is that of the two games, you'd have thought that Minnesota would be more comfortable at San Jose than LA at home against Salt Lake.
Still time in that weather at the half down in Southern California. Gallagher able to hold off Gressel for a moment. It's back to Austin Ball. Dupree looking for Gite. Back to Driussi from distance, and that one had pace, but not the accuracy.
Good at ever. Good power from Sebastian Driussi. He's finding himself in spots both inside the area and this time outside of it, where he's able to get a shooting chance away. Always going away from Thomas Hasal. In the end, it's not that close, but we just feel that he'll get one or two more opportunities before the night is through.
Still build from the back. Felipe. Diagonal ball finds Fagundes. Able to make Nowinski. Driussi now cutting it back. Blocked. And the Caps deal with it. Kybert is down in the box. Up to his knees now. And Nowinski will go back to check on him. As well, Tim Ford.
Russell Tarbuck did a really nice job of tracking back there from his more defensive-oriented central midfield position, sensing that that ball was going to be a 2v1, and he made up the numbers to put the block in, and then goes over on the ankle.
Leo Owusu is going for a jog on the bench for the Whitecaps as they watch on.
Never giving up, Tybert, and then he lands awkwardly there.
Yeah. Too obvious, but it certainly is causing its pain with Russell Tybert. While we have time, we can recap how we got to this point. Here in the 77th minute, 2-0 for the Whitecaps. And again, this has been a habit of late for the Whitecaps in early goal. 7th minute, a fabulous ball in.
Attack the space in behind the Austin defense, a rather high line. Nice ball forward from Pedro Vite, and a good finish as Gold looks off the keeper and then goes near post. And then Gold sets up the Cavallini goal after he came on as a sub just a few moments earlier in the right spot. But again, good build-up play, this time down the left-hand side.
Ryan Gauld with 8 goals and 9 assists on the season to this point.
Well, he's the man of the match again, and he has been in so many of the more recent games. Different players step up, do their part, have good, strong performances, but there's just no player who has the impact on this Whitecap team that he does, and that's the reason they signed him as a designated player. And the type of profile that fit what the Whitecaps are looking for, which is a high-pressing, hard-working, defensive-oriented team as well, and then making the runs into the space. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the technical ability he's got as well in key moments.
Gallagher for Driussi. Veselinovic should come in to help. Only as far as Gallagher now. And Tybert is back on the pitch. Leo Owusu kept the penny on the whole time, so they must have received word that Tybert was going to be able to muscle this out. Driussi. Gallagher in the middle for Pereira. Gallagher reaches back. Driussi ahead for Fagundes. Fagundes just at the edge of the box, throws it up. Cavallini launches it. And Fagundes, with some pressure from Gressel and Tybert, loses the ball. '79th minute coming to a close here at BC Play Stadium. Blake Price, Paul Dolan, bringing you the action of this Whitecaps team with his back against the wall, needing this 3 points and needing help on the out-of-town scoreboard. Caps are at least doing their part. That's all they can do here tonight. For the third match in a row, have had the finish. Flicked on goal, harmlessly into the hands of Thomas Sassol. Second half underway in Los Angeles as the Galaxy go in search of a comeback, down 1 goal to RSL. That's what's holding back the Whitecaps from a big day on decision day. That and a result tomorrow, of course, and that Seattle match. Herrera spins. Felipe pushes forward. Finley to Nick Lima. Lima with the cross. Blows it through. Loose ball in the area, and Tybert saves the day. Fabulous cutback by Fagundes on the volley. Vite, a little strong. Tim Ford didn't mind it. Dog stays on side. Cavallini goes for a trot. Vite's an option, and he finds Vite. Vite tripped up, and again a no call as Ford letting them play. And maybe a bit too exaggerated to get the call for Vite. Veselinovic pops that up to the middle of the park. Gallagher settles it for Austin. Gressel and Nowinski take over for the Whitecaps. Gressel looking for Cavallini. He goes for a run. Him and Stuver have had a couple of near collisions here in this late second half.
It's sandlot soccer now. Both teams going back and forth. The Whitecaps trying to get that third goal that would salt it away. And Austin rather, just desperate to try to get something out of this match. Again, it was Russell Tybert just a moment ago who did a really good job of anticipating and getting in onto the goal line, in behind to clear. He's had an excellent game again, doing exactly what he's been asked, Russell Tybert. Cover that central midfield area and make it difficult for Austin to create anything. There have been chances.
Cavallini coming back to help. Finds Gauld. Gauld trying to get to his left hand. Into Stuber. Just a bit ahead of it. More substitutions coming for Vanni Sartini. Leo Owusu will take off the limping Russell Tybert, and I say limping in figurative speech. He's looking okay right now. Gite offloads to Felipe. Also coming out, Ryan Raposo for Julian Gressel. Driussi swings it to the far side. Lima, Driussi, and a save made by Hassall, who was in the right position.
There's one of the chances that we thought might come near the end. Good position from the keeper. Driussi gets into such very good positions, wins his challenge there, but can't steer it into either corner. Good ball in from Nick Lima.
Saul launches that forward. Gauld comes up with it for a moment, chips it, couldn't get it past Tiscante. Berhalter content to slow things down a little bit. 84th minute is underway. Nowinski looking for Vite. Berhalter. Diagonal ball up to Luis Martins. There's room in the box. Cavallini is there, but Stuver saw it coming. Quick restart the other way. Driussi. Gite. Marked there by Veselinovic. Who retreats back to his spot. Fagundes working against Nowinski now. Wonderfully chipped in, but to nobody but Veselinovic. And now a ton of space for Pedro Vite, and the track meet continues. Cavallini doesn't feel the need to take part, up by a couple of goals. Foot gets hooked by Fagundes, and the Caps will get the ball right after the substitutions.
Cavallini almost just inviting that as he holds the ball up, gives his team a little bit of a rest, allows the substitutions to take place. And Ryan Gold coming off for Ryan Raposo. Ryan Gold, I said it just a moment ago, but the best player on the park once again, standout player. And Russell Tybert, I said it too, had a really good, important role to play here today. Another good performance from him. Owusu will get a run here, and it looks like Vite's moving to the left side. Raposo down the right. Left side is Central. Number 8 roll, or number 10 roll for Pedro Vite.
Raposo quickly into the corner. A little bit of trouble there. 2 Austin players, and gives up the goal kick. Point the shift for Ryan Gauld. Cole Palm, another goal, another assist, but an amazing second half for the Scotsman.
You take those out even, the goal and the assist, everything else he did. To me, he's the best player on the field.
We don't have the touches in front of us, but you're right, it would have to be Miles. You would think ahead of anybody else in the match.
We're the GPS as well. Awesome with the kilometers run from Gauld. And this game happened last game against Seattle too. Just would not stop running.
43 touches is the total. Active. I mean, every other minute he's touching the ball.
And so effective with those as well. Meaningful touches.
Gallagher looking for the long throw. Falls short, wrestle. And Austin all the way back. Stubert coming the way out to facilitate a push ahead here for Austin, who are taking this seriously. I mean, you have to give them credit, give Josh Wolf credit. I mean, again, nothing to play for in the standings, but once good habits maintained, the cross is there. Veselinovic to Nowinski, and lost it out of bounds.
Remember Danny Sartini saying there's nothing like beating your friend across the way. And he calls Josh Wolf his best friend in MLS in terms of coaching. And you know that Josh Wolf would like to do the same to him. So this team's still fighting right to the end anyway.
Finley floats one up, and there's Thomas Sassal to make the play. Is Sebastian Driussi still in the match for what you talked about earlier? Is he in there, Josh Wolf, saying, I want you to win MVP, I want you to get more stats, stay in the match?
It's possible. I don't know why you might risk an injury.
Or a yellow card. He misses out on decision day if he gets a late yellow.
Well, as you say, they are safely tucked away in the second spot, so that result at the end of the year not as meaningful as it might be if they were still in the hunt to try to change their playoff position. But
and that's not their final home match. They'll have a home playoff date to come as well, so they have that in their back pocket. Gallagher gets away from traffic. Finds Fagundes, who's over on the right side. Owusu tracking back with him. Fagundes to Finley. And Nicely tucked away by Tristan Blackman.
Good siding challenge.
Fagundes over to take the corner. Fourth of the night. It's up and it's out of the box now for Gallagher. Chipped up high. Will Hasal come down with it? He will. A couple of injury issues in the second half. Will mean 4 minutes of stoppage time.
Thomas Hasal has really stabilized all those balls that have come into the area with confident catches. Patrolled that area really well. He's never looked in any danger when going up to claim.
Ball ahead, looking for Finley. Too heavy. Gasol walking that one back up to the spot. The Whitecaps looking like strong candidates, and yellow card to the bench for Austin. So passion is there, despite again the 3 points that don't really matter to Austin FC. Cavallini corrals that one from Hasal and sends it all the way back. Just 4 minutes to chew up here for the Whitecaps.
A little bit of a coming together between Cavallini and Felipe. There's the yellow card to both. A shocker, both those players. We saw a lot of that yellow flashed when Felipe was in a Whitecap uniform.
Well, there's no going quietly into the night for Lucas Cavallini, is there, whether they're up or down?
It's as if Cavallini thinking that there might have been a strike there from Felipe.
And the chatting continues. Leo Owusu trying to get his goal scorer away. And there's the collision. Martins and Cavallini.
Yellow card caution to Austin FC number 22, Felipe Martinez.
Almost there. Yellow cards for both.
And it's on the end part where Cavallini took out his frustration on what Felipe did. If we know some of the things that Felipe did over the years here as well. Try to get under the skin of his opponent. Went on to DC United before being picked up by Austin.
Gasol and Cavallini rolling off the back there, and somehow he won the foul. That's peculiar, but Caps fans will take it. Rolling up the back of Julio Cascante, and it was by design, no doubt.
Yeah, a lot of smiles from either team around the neck of Cascante, but referee giving the decision to the Whitecaps.
All of this playing into the hands of the Whitecaps. 2.5 of the 4 minutes is gone, although Tim Ford might be adding to it with some of the shenanigans here. Berhalter. As he bothered moving this ball forward, and he can chew up some time offloading this to Nowinski to his right. He will tip that up in the air. Too far for Branko Veselinovic of all people to reel in.
I'm not sure exactly that's where they wanted to try to pick out Veselinovic. Maybe a little closer to goal with the head.
Driussi catches that, was trying a little bit of a touch though, and Berhalter picks the pocket, sends it back for Hasal. Cascante and Cavallini tangle once more, and that one I would have given to Cavallini, so I think they have the mirror image of the calls in either case, but we play on. Seconds to go, and Tim Ford looks like he can't get out of here quick enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Cavallini wants to get involved here in the last minute on a yellow.
Gallagher into the middle. Wisconsin. Diagonal ball, too short. Blackman to Berhalter. Martins to Vite. Ball's ahead for Cavallini nicely. And a heavy challenge by Romagna. Ford lets it go. And the Caps will take it as long as that whistle blows sometime soon. Gressel with the theft. Takes it away from Driussi. Bodies are flying right now, and a free kick is given.
The handbags are out now. And you mentioned that Team Ford wanted to get out of here early. Well, it might be a few more minutes on hand here. This doesn't do anybody any good. Contentious decisions not given. I think it wound up both sets of players. Whether there were fouls or not, players are incensed. They feel that something should have been called both ways.
Well, they're past the 4-minute mark when he lets the Romagna foul go uncalled. Blow the whistle.
Yeah.
Blow the whistle, none of this happens.
Yeah, this game is over now. And here's the ball through for Cavallini. And looks like a little bit of a shove in the back there for sure from Romagna. And then Gressel was tight. Visconti just shoulder bump. Come on. Lucy wants to get involved.
This has to be the last act of the match here. Take this moment to tell you it's still 1-0 RSL, 61st minute in Los Angeles. It is a final in San Jose. The Earthquakes, to their Pacific rivals, a big favor, 2-0 over Minnesota. So it is still possible for the Caps to catch Minnesota by the end of the season, but that is not necessarily going to be enough for the Whitecaps. RSL is back in play here, up a goal versus Galaxy.
Tim Ford still dishing out the cards after all that.
Flying fast and furious. Fagundes puts that towards goal. Hasal catches it. And that is it. What an end to the home side of the schedule for the Vancouver Whitecaps. 2-0 the final over second best in the West, Austin FC. Ryan Gauld, full value, and Lucas Cavallini in his return to the lineup.
It's back-to-back good performances at home from the Whitecaps. Wins in all three, and this is importantly, I think, down the stretch here with a very, very outside chance of making the playoffs. Good performances as well. Something to look forward to if they don't get the rub of the green going their way in the out-of-town scoreboard. Something to look forward to build on for next year with these good performances.
Caps just knew, hey, the out-of-town scoreboard's going to do what it's going to do. Have to take care of business ourselves. And they made that task so much easier by getting off on the right foot to start this match. Just 7 minutes in, Ryan Gauld received a perfect ball from Pedro Vite.
Vite was great again tonight. No one better than this man, though. As he gives Stuver the eyes and comes near post, and then he sets up the second goal. Martins loving to find the ball into the space where Ryan Gauld doesn't have to do anything except play it first time. Cavallini, who just come on the field, steers it home. And now some of the players trying to get around Lucas Cavallini.
Wow, it just never ends. There's always something. Lucas Cavallini in his first match back after a 4-game suspension, and it's merely a yellow card, and now Leo Owusu seems to be the focus of the ire. And in the penultimate match for both sides, really not much point. They will not face each other again. But Lucas Cavallini was trying to make his way to our own Chantel Chan.
Lucas, in the 62nd minute, you score a goal, help get a 2-goal lead for the Caps. Tell me, how nice did it feel to make an impact in this game?
I mean, this is what I needed to show. You know, it's as I apologized a month ago, man, I needed to prove myself, and today, you know, I needed to score one. I needed that, and you know, of course, the result was most important. So I'm happy with the 3 points. Happy we end our home games this year with a win, and you know, thankful for the fans.
You guys get the 3 points and can try to finish off the season against Minnesota. How much confidence does it give you guys going into that game?
I mean, it's do or die. So I mean, we have to give it our all. It's one more final, and you know, we see from there.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Blake?
2-0 the final here in Vancouver. We'll update the out-of-town scoreboard once more on the other side as the Caps finish off their home schedule in style over Austin FC.
Think you've seen tough?